Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Book Cheapskate. We're running through the top 10 free Kindle books featured today on bookcheapskate.com. Happy Saturday, everyone. It's November 15th, 2025. With me, as always, is my co-host and bookworm sidekick, Cassandra. Good morning, Cass.
Good morning. It feels like we have a little bit of everything on the list today.
We really do. So the mission, as always, is to break down these 10 fantastic freebies. But remember, these deals can be gone in a flash, so you'll want to act fast if something catches your ear.
Definitely. So where are we starting?
We are kicking things off with number 1, Wild Scottish Night by Trisha O'Malley. It's an opposites attract magical romance.
Okay, I love this setup.
It's a great one. You have Sophie McKnight, a marketing associate from California, who suddenly inherits a haunted castle in Scotland.
The classic fish out of water story.
Exactly, but with a huge twist. She's not just there to, fix up the place. She's told she has to become a magical knight.
A knight. To do what?
To protect the local town from kelpies. You know, those mythological drowning water horses?
Yeah.
And her reaction is perfect. Something like, the knight was supposed to be a man, not me.
Huh. Of course. And this is where the grumpy sunshine dynamic comes in, right? Her trainer.
Oh, yeah, Lachlan Campbell.
Yeah.
He's the hot, grumpy Scotsman who is not at all happy that this American has shown up to claim what he thinks of as his castle.
And I think the real star of the show, maybe, is his companion.
You have to mention Sir Buster.
A kilted chihuahua named Sir Buster. That's
What?
that's gold. So you have this high-stakes magic, swords clashing, sparks flying, and a tiny dog in a kilt.
It's a great blend.
Yep.
Let's move on to book 2, Qualify by Vera Nazarian. We're going from magical Scotland to a pretty bleak future.
Yeah, a major tonal shift. This one is dystopian sci-fi. It's the year 2047, and a huge asteroid is on its way to, well, wipe everyone out.
Extinction level event, but there's a lifeline.
A very, very thin one. The descendants of ancient Atlantis show up and offer to save a tiny percentage of the population, specifically teenagers who are, the best of the best. Bright, athletic, talented.
And our main character, Guinevere Lark, is not that.
Not at all. She's 16, a self-described klutz and a nerd, academically brilliant but zero athletic ability, and she's competing against, future Olympians.
So the stakes are already impossibly high for her.
But then there's a loophole. If she somehow manages to win, if she makes the top 10 in these brutal games they call the Atlantis Grail, she can basically grant her wildest wishes.
And her wish isn't for herself.
No. It's to save her entire family and, crucially, to cure her mother's cancer. So it's not just about her survival anymore. It's Hunger Games meets Ender's Game, but with this huge emotional weight of family responsibility.
Plus a little bit of ancient alien mythology thrown in, okay? From a sci-fi crisis to a very real-world one. Book 3, Steel Wind by Jeff Edwards. This is a military techno-thriller.
And this one starts with a bang. I mean, literally. A routine Coast Guard inspection in the Caribbean goes wrong, there's a firefight.
And then on the second attempt to board the ship, a nuclear detonation.
It's an insane escalation. The crisis is that North Korea has managed to hide nuclear warheads in Cuba. All of a sudden, every American city east of San Antonio is a target.
It's the Cuban Missile Crisis all over again, but with a terrifying modern twist.
A huge twist. The U.S. Atlantic Fleet sets up a blockade, but North Korea has this secret weapon that just rips right through it. The fleet is basically useless.
The author's background is key here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. He's a retired Navy weapons officer, so the technical details feel incredibly authentic. And the story becomes this desperate fight, not with overwhelming force, but with a small group of Marines and one single, brand new, untested destroyer.
A completely different kind of warfare.
Asymmetric warfare, exactly. It's a fantastic look at modern naval threats.
All right, from preparing for war to preparing for, well, anything. Book number 4 is The All-in-One Amish Survival Manual by Ephraim Zook.
A big pivot. This is a self-sufficiency guide, the updated 2026 illustrated edition.
And the promise here is pretty huge. It's got over 40 guides inspired by Amish traditions to help you live 100% off the land. Break free from modern dependency.
Right. And it covers everything. I mean, homesteading, off-grid power, water purification, raising livestock, even low-maintenance options for people who don't have a giant farm.
So this isn't just for, hardcore preppers.
Not at all. I think the core value here is about knowledge and security. It's about understanding how to take care of your family if the supply chains, which we know are fragile, broke down. Even if you never go fully off-grid.
It's about having the skills just in case.
Precisely. And it gets into the real details, like specific methods for canning and food preservation the Amish way, herbal remedies. It even talks about how to build a barter network, a money-free system.
That's fascinating. Okay, all this talk of food preservation is making me hungry, which is a perfect segue to book number 5.
Let me guess. Pie Forgotten Recipes by Louise Davidson.
You got it. Over 90 recipes. This isn't just a cookbook, it's described as culinary archaeology.
I love that. So it's about digging up these old-fashioned classics that you just don't see anymore.
Exactly. It covers the history of pies, tips for getting that perfect crust so you're not tempted by the store-bought kind, all the fundamentals.
But the real fun is in the names of the recipes, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. The names are incredible. You've got things like flapper pie from the 1920s, vinegar pie, which was a Depression-era thing when you couldn't get fresh fruit.
A necessity pie?
Right? And funeral pie, which is a Pennsylvania Dutch tradition. Even one called sawdust pie.
Sawdust pie.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued and a little scared.
Me too. But the hook is really emotional. It talks
Oh.
about how pie baking is this spiritual thing that connects to family and tradition and those warm, fuzzy memories.
Okay, let's shift from warm and fuzzy to crime. Book number 6, Too Many Crooks Spoil the Plot by Sarah Osborne.
A cozy animal mystery set in Atlanta. Our main character is Diddy Brown, a pediatrician.
And the setup is pretty standard for a cozy. She agrees to babysit for her childhood friend Ellie, just a fun weekend with the kids.
Until it's not.
Right. The turn is that Ellie, the friend, is murdered. And this is where it gets really interesting. Diddy's, and I'm quoting here, buried maternal instincts kick in.
So it's not just about solving the crime.
No, it's about protecting these children who are now facing being orphaned again. That just raises the emotional stakes so much higher than a typical cozy. She has to solve this murder, which is tied to some get-rich-quick scheme, while also shielding these kids from more trauma.
It gives it a real sense of urgency.
It really does. Now for number 7, we're going back to the paranormal with Waifs and Strays by Helen Harper.
Urban fantasy crime. The protagonist is Kit McCafferty, who is introduced as a cat lady living a quiet life in a magical city on the Scotland-England border.
But the opening premise gives the whole game away. Nobody is just a cat lady.
I love that. So she seems harmless, eccentric maybe, but she's got a few dark secrets of her own.
She's been actively avoiding the magical world, but her quiet life gets completely ruined when a desperate teenage werewolf shows up on her doorstep.
And she can't just turn him away.
She can't. And
Yeah.
that one act of kindness just yanks her right back into the world of mysterious crime and magical wrongdoing that she tried so hard to escape. It's a great story about how you should never underestimate the quiet ones.
Next up, Book 8. We're staying in urban fantasy, but with a big dose of humor. This is Immortal by Loretta Hignett.
And this has such a unique angle. The main character, Imogen Gray, is cursed with immortality. But she hates it. She desperately wants to die.
Why?
Because her immortal life is basically torture. She's been murdered over and over again by some supernatural creature since the Stone Age. And the irony is she is this close to finding a cure for her immortality.
Just when she's about to get what she wants.
Of course! That's when life, or unlife, gets complicated. Suddenly she has all these responsibilities. An annoyingly adorable psychic kid basically adopts her. A blood witch tries to start the apocalypse. And, to top it all off, she gets a suspiciously charming vampire king as a love interest.
So just when she's ready to check out, everyone needs her to save the world.
Exactly. It's filled with this great Australian humor, and it's the start of a whole series you can binge.
Sounds like fun. All right, 2 to go. Book 9 is A Need to Kill by Chelsea Thomas.
A cozy mystery short read. Very quick, very fun.
The setup. We're at the Big Vermont Bake-Off, and a sassy celebrity judge turns up dead in the lake right before the event.
And there's a timer. Our 3 sleuths have only 24 hours to solve the murder. If they don't, the bake-off gets shut down forever.
The humor has to come from the suspects, right? It's always the quirky townspeople.
100%. You've got suspects like a diner owner who is oddly obsessed with French toast, and a scorn's lover who, get this, walks all through town with a cat on a leash.
A cat on a leash, that's Vermont for you, so it's just a short, clean, fun mystery.
Exactly, a perfect little palate cleanser.
And finally, we end with a classic. Book 10, The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill.
This is a foundational text. This is the big one that came before his more famous book, Think and Grow Rich.
Right, and this was the result of, 20 years of research?
20 years. Andrew Carnegie commissioned him to basically figure out the formula for success by interviewing the icons of the age. Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Carnegie himself.
He was trying to distill it all down into a philosophy.
Into actionable principles, things we hear about all the time now, like discipline, desire, imagination, faith, enthusiasm, persistence. This is basically the source code for the entire modern self-help industry.
So this is a chance to go back to the original source.
Exactly. To see how these titans of industry thought and how Hill translated that into a system that anyone could use for their own growth. It's a really powerful text.
Well, thanks for joining us today. And remember, if you want to download any of the books we've mentioned today for free from Amazon, visit us at bookcheapskate.com and you'll have all the links right there. But do it now before these deals expire. Who knows, they might even expire later today. And don't miss tomorrow's show. Very morning, it's all brand new. Cass will do it again then.
Sounds great. Talk to you tomorrow.
Until then, keep on opening new worlds with great books without blowing a massive hole in your wallet. And whatever you do, remember this. When you read,
Your mind becomes its own kingdom.